This is an overview of how to start planning a website. If you have gone through the first 3 sections on ogsolution.com, which is Beginner Web Knowledge, Beginner HTML, and Beginner CSS, then you are ready to build a website that only requires HTML and CSS. The big question now is, how do you start building a website using the web lingo you've learned so far? And I've outlined what I usually go through during my planning phase. And it's right here. Okay. So the first step, or the first category, is brainstorming phase. So during this phase, I have no pen, no scratch paper, or no text editing notepad. I just think. Okay. And usually the first thing is I either start out with an idea or a job. By that I mean someone had asked you to create maybe a web page or a website for them. Or if you have a brilliant idea or something you want to blog about, you can start thinking about building a site. Okay? Once you have an idea or a job, you create a purpose, okay, for you to create this site. Okay? And we'll go into detail in later videos. Okay? Then after that, you start I question myself and then try to answer my own question. Okay? And I use one of the techniques that I've learned from Writing 101 back when I was in college, which is the 5W and 1H. It's who, what, where, when, why, and how. Okay? We'll go into detail about that. And once you've answered enough questions and people start thinking that you're delusional talking to yourself, you start doing research and take notes. Learn about what you're going into, the field that you're going into, or the page that you'll be creating. Okay, what kind of conflicts or conflicts of interest or competition that you're creating with the existing market or existing websites out there. Okay, and one note about competitors, what I used to do was whenever I have an idea, I start looking for competitors that does the same thing I do. Okay, my experiences don't look too hard. They'll always come out from nowhere. Or when you have this brilliant idea, okay, and you're in the middle of building it, and someone just came out out of nowhere, okay, and that can be discouraging. But if you're onto something that you think is really good, I would suggest that you just keep going. Treat it as a practice, okay, or have a goal, have a plan, and execute it. Okay, but this is the time when you just look around, okay, have a feel of the industry or the market that you're going in. Okay, either you're creating a blog or start selling a product. Okay, this is the time when you research and take notes. Okay, then after that, you solidify your idea. Okay, this is when you've committed yourself to building this site. Okay, make things happen. Okay, and once you've committed yourself to building this site, you go to the second phase, which is the comp and wireframing. Okay, and this is basically to think of all the web pages needed, okay, for your site to be complete. For example, you'll definitely need a home page that people land on. You also need probably an about page that tells people what this site is about, okay, who this site is for, maybe, okay, and maybe a contact page so people can leave you a message, or a page just with some description and an email address or a phone number can also work. Okay, But this is the phase where you plan everything out. Think of all the important stuff that you want on your web pages, okay? And what contents to put into these pages. Homepage has its uniqueness, okay? And you need to make it distinctive, okay? So when people come, their first impression is very important, okay? The home page needs to have the ability to attract people, okay? So planning what to put inside these pages is important too, okay? Once you've had all the pages laid out, laying out meaning having all the pages named, okay? For example, I want home page, which would be index.html, about.html, contact.html, and a rough outline of what I want to put in there in terms of text, okay? I connect all the pages together in the diagram, okay? This is what you call wireframe, okay? And I'll show you more about that in the later videos. And then once you've wireframed your site, okay, you create a visual demo, which is a comp, okay? And once you've had that, okay, you go into the last phase, okay, which is to start building, okay? And this is the time when you use what you've learned, HTML plus CSS, okay? And don't forget one last thing, you definitely need to have fun, okay? If you're not passionate, or if you don't think you can finish the whole thing, plan something simple, okay? Don't make it too complicated, but the point is, if this is your very first website, treat it as a learning experience and have fun with it, okay? Try to find solutions to parts that you have questions about, okay? And read as much as you can about these topics in HTML, CSS, web design, okay, or web planning, okay? And that's it for this screencast. Thank you.